Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So we continue to read Bhagavad-Gita book. Bhagavad-Gita as it is written by His glorious Acharya Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And today we will read text 36, 37 and 38. So let's start. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Verse 36, chapter 1. Papameva shrayet ashman tathaitan atatyanaha tasmanarhayam hantum Tritharashtran sabandhavan svajanam hi katham hatva sukhinaha shyamamadhavam. Translation. Sin will overcome us if we slay such aggressors. Therefore, it's not proper for us to kill the sons of Dhritarashtra and our friends. That should we again, O Krishna, husband of the goddess of fortune. And how could we be happy by killing our own kinsmen? Purport. According to Vedic injunctions, there are 6 kinds of aggressors. First, a person given to one who sets fire to the house. 3. One who attacks with deadly weapons. 4. One who plunders riches. 5. One who occupies another's land. And 6. One who kidnaps a wife. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is quite befitting any original man. But Arjuna was not an original man. He was saintly by character, and therefore he wanted to delve which them in saintliness. This kind of saintliness, however, is not for Kshatriya. Although a responsible man in the administration of state of required to be saintly, he should not be cowardly. For example, Lord Rama was so saintly that people, even who are anxious to live in the kingdom of Rama Raja, but Lord never showed any cowardice. Ravana was an aggressor against Rama because Ravana kidnapped Rama's wife Sita, but Lord Rama gave him sufficient lessons unparalleled in the history of the world. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider it the special type of aggressors, namely his own grandfather, own teacher, friends, sons, grandsons, etc. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against originally aggressors. Besides that, saintly persons are advised to forgive. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. Arjuna considered that rather than kill his own kinsmen for political reasons, it would be better to forgive them on grounds of religion and saintly behavior. He did not, therefore, consider such killing profitable simply for the matter of temporary body happiness. After all, kingdom and pleasure derived therefrom are not permanent. So why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsmen? Arjuna's addressing for Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of the goddess of fortune, is also significant in this connection. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of the goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring out misfortune. Krishna, however, never brings misfortune for everyone, to say nothing of his devotees. Verse 37, 38. Yadya api tena pashyanti lobhopahata chetasaha kulakshaya krishtam dosham mitradrohe chapa takam katham na jneyam ashmabhih papadashman nivirtitum kulakshaya kritam dosham prapashyat bhir janardanam. Translation. O Janardana, although these men, their hearts overtaken by greed, see no foul in killing one's family or quarreling with friends. Why should we, who can see the crime of destroying a family, engaged in these acts of sin? Purport. A Kshatriya is not supposed to refuse to battle or gamble when he is not so invited, by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight, because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. In this connection, Arjuna considered that the other party might be blind to the effects of such a challenge. Arjuna, however, could see the evil consequences and could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the fact is good, but then the effect is otherwise, then one can be bound. Considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. So, on these verses, we can read about that Srila Prabhupada writes about the 6 kinds of aggressors. Such aggressors are at once to be killed, and no sin is incurred by killing such aggressors. Such killing of aggressors is cute by fighting any original man. But Arjuna was not an original man. Originally, such killing of aggressors is cute be fighting by originally man, but Arjuna was not an original man. He was saintly by charter, and so he don't want to killing these aggressors. His own kinsmen. This kind of saintliness he was because he was saintly by character, and so he don't want to killing his kinsmen, these aggressors. Yes, this is kind of saintless, however, but is its kinds of saintless is not for Kshatriya, because Kshatriya have to support it, to refuse to battle or gamble. And also the responsible man is required to be saintly Of course, also the responsible man is required to be saintly, but he should not be cowardly. In Arjuna's case, however, one should consider the special type of aggressors, namely his own kinsmen. Because of them, Arjuna thought that he should not take the severe steps necessary against originally aggressors. Beside that, saintly persons advised to forgive. Such injunctions for saintly persons are more important than any political emergency. After all, kingdoms and pleasures derived therefrom are not permanent, so why should he risk his life and eternal salvation by killing his own kinsman? And Arjuna's addressing of Krishna as Madhava, or the husband of the goddess of fortune. He wanted to point out to Krishna that as the husband of the goddess of fortune, he should not induce Arjuna to take up a matter which would ultimately bring about misfortune. Krishna, however, never bring misfortune for everyone, to say nothing of his devotees. But a kshatriya is not supported to refuse to battle or gamble. Then he is so invited by some rival party. Under such an obligation, Arjuna could not refuse to fight, because he had been challenged by the party of Duryodhana. But Arjuna could see the evil consequences and could not to could not accept the challenge. Obligation is actually binding when the effect is obligation is actually binding when the effect is good, but when the effect is otherwise, then no one can be bound. And considering all these pros and cons, Arjuna decided not to fight. And so we will stop here and continue on the next time. Thank you for watching video till the end, and see you on the next time. Bye.